Have you ever wanted to learn Python or programming, but didn't know where to start? Welcome to the Complete Python course. This course will take you from zero coding experience to writing real-world projects. In this course, you'll learn what is programming in Python, data types and variables, user input and operations, strings in Python, conditional statements, loops, functions, master data structure in Python, file handling, modules and packages, and finally, many projects. So, what exactly is programming? Programming is the process of giving instructions to a computer to perform specific tasks. Think of it like teaching a robot step by step how to draw or write. But here's something interesting. Computers don't understand human language. You can't just tell a computer, hey, make a cup of tea. It only understands machine language 0 and 1. So, we write our instructions in a programming language like Python and then use a special tool called compiler or interpreter and then translate our code into a computer language. So why do developers all over the world love Python? The answer is simple. Python is powerful, versatile, and beginner-friendly. It's one of those rare languages that both has easy to learn and used by top companies across every major industry. Another reason Python is loved by beginners is its simplicity. Python code looks almost like English, which makes it much easier to read and write compared to languages like Java or C++. To print something in Java, you need to define a class, a main method, and use several lines of syntax. But in case of Python, it's just one simple line, no extra step, no confusion, brackets. That's the magic of Python. You focus on logic, not boilerplate code. Let's talk about its versatility. From building websites like Instagram, YouTube, or training AI models that power self-driving cars, Python does it all. It's the go language for researchers, developers, and even hobbyists. Python is rich with a lot of libraries. Want to analyze data? Use Pandas. Want to build an AI model? Use TensorFlow. Want to make a website? Django got you covered. For image processing, Python has OpenCV. Python has a library for almost everything you can imagine. And that's why Python is the first choice for beginners and professionals alike. It's easy to write and read and capable of creating anything from a single script to a world-changing AI system. For this course, I will be using Visual Studio Code, also known as VS Code, as my coding environment. It is one of the most popular editors for Python because it's lightweight, customizable, and really easy to use. If you are new to coding, don't worry, you can use any editor you like. Python works the same everywhere. Whether you're using VS Code, PyCharm, Jupyter, Notebook, or even the online compiler. In the next part, I'll show you how to set up Python on VS Code.
Hey everyone, in this quick video, I'll show you how to install Python and set it up with VS Code in just a few minutes. First, open your browser and search for Python download. Click on the official python.org website. And here you can see many types of Python versions here, Windows, Linux. So I will choose the Windows and download the Windows installer 64-bit version. It will take a few minutes to download it. So to download VS Code, you can go to the official website of Visual Studio Code and download for the Windows version. I have already downloaded and installed it. It's very easy to do. So I won't show it here. And now let's see that our Python file is downloaded or not. And yes, it's downloaded. So let's install it. Okay, so here you have to be very careful here. You must check the @python.exe2 path. So you have to check this box to run your Python code from anywhere in your PC from terminal. And then you can install it. The installations might take a few minutes. And yes, it's done. And yes, we have successfully downloaded it. And let's verify does it downloaded or not. So you can go to your command prompt and write Python and it will show the Python version, so it's downloaded properly in your computer. Now let's go to the VS Code and try to run a Python file. So we can create a Python file. We can give its name at new.py, and a simple code what we can write is like print hello world. Okay, and let's run it. Okay, and successfully done. One thing you must do here, that in the left corner there is an extension, and go there and search Python, and there are some extensions. You can see there is a Microsoft extensions like Python, Python debugger, and Pylance. You must need to install all these extensions to run properly. I have already installed all this in my VS Code. You have to just click the install button. It's very easy. You have to also install this code runner to run, and the Python snippets. It will help you to write your code. It makes the code writes very easy. Okay, so this was the video. I hope this video helps you, and support our channel and subscribe. Thank you.
Ever wondered how computers store information like names, numbers, or even results? In this video, you will learn about variables and data types. By the end, you will be able to store and manage data like a pro. What is variable? Imagine you are in a library. Every bookshelf has a level, like science, history, or Python books. Inside the shelf, you store books that match that level. In programming, a variable just works like that level on the shelf. A variable is just a name you give to a piece of data you want to store in memory. Now let's code. Okay, now I'll show you how to write variables and print them. So here I'm writing name. It's a person's name and a text type data we're storing here. So like Mr. Nerd, I would like to give. And then write role equals to 119 and give a GPA as this, assume it's a person result. So you can write a fractional number here as 3.5 or 3.24, whatever you like. Okay, so we write three different variables which contains three different type of data, right? First one is a text one, second one is a natural number, and third one is a fraction. Okay, now see how to print all of this. So to print them is very easy. We can just simply write here print, and which variable you want to print, just write that one. Okay, so I have written the name and we'll run it. And you can see the Mr. Nerd is printed. So what variable you want to print, just write that name and it will show which type of variable it's containing. And then we have role and GPA. And then write GPA. And we'll run the code and see these results. And yes, these are also printed. Very easy, right? Now I'll show you a good way, a good method to write print this type of variable so that anyone can understand what you are printing. So what we'll write here, inside of print, when we write anything using in double quotation mark, it will print it as like it is. So I'd like to write it this. The first variable is a person's name, so I'll define it like person name is. Then using comma, we are writing the name. So you can see after running this code, it's showing that person name is, then the variable what we have here, Mr. Nerd, the information that contains by name. Then as similarly, we can write the person role and the person's GPA. And let's run this code, and I can see the results. Isn't it nice and understandable? Okay. Now, these are different types of data, like name contains different type of data, role contains different type of data. Okay, so which type of data these are containing? The text type data is here, or string type data. Another information I'd like to give you. Inside of your code, if you want to add comment, for much more clear code or to understand by yourself that what you're writing, to remember what you have written, you can use comment, which are write by using hash. So by using hash, you can write comment. It does not affect the other codes or anything. It's just comment here to understand what you are writing. Okay. Now learn what is data types. Imagine you are packing your backpack for school. Inside, you place different items: a pen, a notebook, a calculator, your ID card, a lunchbox, and so on. Each item has different purpose, shape, size, just like data types in Python. Python needs to understand what kind of item you are storing, so it knows how to use it. Okay, let's see, we have here string. To store text type data, we use string. Then we have integer. To store whole number of natural numbers, we use integer. Then we have float. To store the decimal numbers or fractional numbers, we have the float type data. Then we have boolean for true-false condition, like this homework is done or not. Then we have list. To list a similar type of data, we use the list. Okay, so I think it's clear. Now let's code. Now I will show you how to see different types of data in Python. By just writing some code, you can see which type of data your variable is containing. Now here we have these three data I have already showed you. Now I'll show you which type of data these are storing. I'll simply just write type and then the variable, the type and the variable name. Then run the button and you will see there is a str is writing here. It means this is string type data name is containing. Is it clear? Okay, then I'll show you the others also. Like role, we can just simply write print, then type, then the role type data. So it will show which type of data is role containing. And for the GPA, it will also show which type of data is containing. Okay, now run it. And you can see the role is containing integer type data and the GPA is containing float type data. Now write some other examples of variables and data types. So I'll make some new variables containing different type of data. Like homework is done. So homework done equals to true. So can you say which type of data is it? I have already showed it. Let's write in comment section and I'll see if you are right or wrong. Okay, let's write the list of subjects. Can we say which type of data is it? Okay, I'm showing you it. Just write print, then type, then that which variable you are writing here, then print type list of subjects and run the code. Yes, this is boolean and homework work done is true. As I have previously mentioned, this is a boolean type data. Then list, the list of subjects like maths, physics, chemistry. We are storing subjects and similar type data here. So this is how lists work. And I hope it's clear. Okay, so today we have learned what is variable, types of data in Python with real world examples. In this video, you will learn how to take input from users and perform basic math operations like a pro. So let's dive in. What is user input? User input means your program waits for the user to type something like the name or age and then uses that information in the code. Now let's open your terminal and see what is it. In Python, taking input is super simple. You just use the input function here and it will all do the task. So now I'm going to make a variable in the name of name equals to, now I will use that input function here, which is input, and then like enter your name. Okay, now I will print it. Suppose I'm giving a greetings to someone. So this would be like hello. And then I will use here plus sign and name. So whatever your user types is saved as a string. In Python, the plus sign when used with string, it performs for concentration. So this method joins two or more strings together to create a new one. So here I'll write my name and you can see that hello SM is printed. So without the plus icon, the Python wouldn't know you intended to combine the two pairs into one printable string. Now I'll show you another example. Okay, so is enter your age and let's print it. So I'll put my age here, like press my name here and then my age. And let's print it. Yes. So you can see here my name is printed and also that you are 23 years old. And this is how you can take easily input from user. Now I'll show you the basic arithmetic operations. So this is very easy. Once you have the numbers, you can do all kinds of math like addition, subtraction, and division. So I would like to write here two numbers like a equals to 10 and b equals to 5. And let's add this. It's very simple, just your simple algebra. A plus b. And then if you run this code, you can see the result here that yes, 10 plus 5 equals to 15. Then I can write here like print a minus b for subtraction, then multiplication, and then division. And let's run this code. And here you can see all the results are here. So I would like to show another example. So how can we make something power? Or like you want to write a to the power b. Like 10 to the power 5, you have to just put here a double star. A, double star, then b. Okay, so this is how we can do some arithmetic operations in Python. So let's write what you have written here by using comment. In the previous video, I showed you how we write comment in Python by using hash. And when you are doing this, it's very easy and clear to understand what you are coding. Okay, so now I will show you how to take input from the user and addition or subtractions from the user numbers. So let's take some input like number 1, number 2, and the result is very simple, that the number 1 plus number 2, isn't it? A simple logic should be right like this. And then the print result. And let's print it. Okay, you can see, so you can see asking me number 10 and the second number is, and you can see here that the enter result is 10 and 13. You know why? Because I have already told you by default, input always gives you a string. So if you want to do math, you need to convert it to a number using int or float to convert it into integer or a float. So now this code will not work. So I would comment out it and write a perfect code which will work. So this type of conversion we do is called the type conversion. Now what we will do, we'll take user input and whatever the input, it will convert it into an integer. You can see, you can just simply add int before the input. The number 1 and number 2 is inputted like that. And then you can just simply add result equals to num1 plus num2 and print the result. You can also convert it after taking the user input like result num1. Before num1 you can also add int here. Okay, so you can see the result is here correct, 10 plus 9 equals to 19. Now let's say BMI calculator. BMI stands for the body mass index. So to make this, we need the formula, right? So the formula is weight divided by height square. Okay, now let's open your terminal and see how to do this. Okay, so making a BMI calculator, we need two variables here. First one is, I'm writing here, is height, and take it as a float. And input, enter your height in meters. Okay, so I need another variable, which is weight. So float, then take input and enter your weight in kg and kilograms. So the formula we have already written, that the formula is just weight divided by height squared. So to make this square, we need to write the power, we need the double star, and as it's a square, so we add here 2. And then print it, your BMI is, then let's run it. Okay, you can see here asking me my height. So in meter, I'll give it 1.7, and then in kg, my weight is 68. And I can see the BMI is here, which is 23.5, and there's a lot of numbers here. So it doesn't look good, right? So I'd like to reduce it in just 2 numbers after the decimal. So I would like to write here round, BMI, and comma, and 2. So what it will do, it will reduce it into only 2 numbers. Now let's give these informations again. And okay, done. You can see only 2 numbers are showing here. So I hope from this video you have learned today how to take input from the user, use math formulas, and I would like to give you an advice that if you want, you can make this calculator to take the input in centimeter and then convert it into meter. Today our topic is on string. So we will learn today what is string, creating strings, common string methods, indexing and slicing, string formatting. So what is string? In case of Python, string is just a sequence of characters like words, sentences, or even emojis. In Python, we write strings using codes. Now let's create strings. Okay, so for creating string, you can use the single quote or double quotes. Both works the same. So let's say first we will create a variable name and just give it as Mr. Nerd. And another one, if I want to create, is address equals to. Okay, so this is how we can create string in Python. If you want to print it, just write print, then the variable you want. And okay, let's print. Okay, here you can see it is printed. Okay, so if you want to create multiple lines of string, you can use the triple quote. Now I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so first I'll create a variable, let's name it A, then equals to like this way. Then you can write this are some random words. Okay, now if I want to print it, and just write here print A, and let's see how does it happens. And you can see this. So we have get here the multiple lines. So this is how you can also print the multiple lines. So first start with the length of a string. You can identify the length of a string. So first write and like cat equals to meow meow. And if you want to know what is the length of that, you can just write here before this to you want to know the length of the cat. So you can write print and then you can write the length function and then print cat. So you can run it here and you can see this is 6 because there is 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the length is 6. So this is how we print the length of a string. Now I'll show you how we can convert any string into lowercase or uppercase. So let's take this as an example. And what we can do here is, as you can see, this is all in lowercase. So I will change it into uppercase. So how we can do that? Like this, you can write here a dot and then upper. Okay. So now if I print this, it will show every character in uppercase. Here you can see the meow is printed in uppercase. Same way you can change it as a lowercase. So now I'll show it in a different way. So like write this as a meow, all in uppercase, right? So I want to print it in lowercase. So what I will do, so I can write it here like dot, then lower. Okay, you can also change it here in the print section. So what will happen here, this variable, whatever it contains, it will show in lowercase. Let's print it, and you can see that it is printed in lowercase. Okay, so let's move, and now I'll show you how you can remove the extra spaces by using the strip function. Okay, so what it is, suppose I have written here like dog equals to this whole, and there are so many spaces I have given here like this. So what it will do, it will cut off every extra spaces it has taken. So you can use it here, strip. Okay, then I'll write it print dog. Okay, now run it, and you can see the before and after the extra spaces have gone. If we didn't do a strip, what it would happen, that is like this. So the before and after the string, the extra spaces you can cut by using strip function. Now let's see how we can replace a string using the replace function. So first write a variable like like code equals to I like to do code in Java. Okay, now if I print code, it will show this, right? Okay, so I want to replace the Java with Python. Now how we can do that? You can do that by simply write the replace function dot replace. Okay, so what you have to do here, in the X you will put which one you want to change. So I want to change here the Java, so I will write here Java, and instead of Java I want to give there the Python. So what I will write here, Python. Okay, now if I print this, you can see it will show I like to do code in Python. So this is how, using the replace function, you can do this. Okay, now I'm going to show you how you can check if a word is inside a string or not. So let's create a variable here a and write Python in I love Python. Okay, now what I'll do here, let's print it, and if it is true that if Python is in I love Python, in this string, if Python is present, it will show true. So let's print it. Okay, you are seeing that true is printed because the Python is inside the I love Python. If I change it like with Python, then if I print it, it's also true because this thing is existed. But if I write here is like this and this, and if I print it, it's showing it false. So this is how you can check if a word is inside or not. Okay, so next our topic is indexing and slicing. So let's go there. You can access any individual letters in a string using indexing. So let's write here text equals to Python and then print text. But here I don't want to print the every character here. First, I want to say that in Python or in coding, its index number is 0. It starts with 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. So this is how the indexing is started with 0. So I want to print whatever inside the 0 index. So I'll write here 0, only 0. So I wanted to print the first index, what is here in this, okay, in this code. Okay, now let's print it, and you can see the P is printed because the P, it is the first index. And if I want to print the first anything here like 3, if I give the 3 here, then it will print the 3 one. So which one is 0, 1, 2, 3 is H, so H is printed. Now I want to print the first 3. So what I will do here, 3, so it will print PYT until the 3. So it will start with 0, 1, 2 and stop before the 3. And if I write here, okay, so another thing I would like to show, if I write here 2 and then nothing, it means it will print rest of the letters after 2 index. So it's printed after from 2 to rest of the letter. Now if I write here -1, what will happen? N will print it because it will go reverse and N will print it here like this. So N is printed like here. If I give here -3, then the output will be H from -1, -2, and H is -3. So this is how you can also print this. So this is what is indexing. Okay. So this is what it was indexing and slicing. Now I'll show you string formatting. Instead of joining strings manually, you can use formatting to make your outputs more cleaner. Let's make some strings. Name equals to Mr. Nerd. Let's give him age is 23. And if I print this like this way, okay, so if I print this like this way, what will happen? Let's see. So what happened here is you can see this name, age, but we don't want it. We want that the variable should be printed. The Mr. Nerd, hello Mr. Nerd, then you are 23 years old, like this, isn't it? So how you can do this? Okay, to do this, what do you have to do here? You have to format this so that the name inside the second bracket is identified as a variable. So do this. There is 2 methods. One method is you can write here f, which means it will format this, and this one you can see it is showing now is as a variable. So now if I print, you can see hello Mr. Nerd, you are 23 years old. So this is the way you can print multiple lines, multiple strings, and without joining them manually, you can just format them in our output. So there's another way to write this. I'll show you right now. Let's write print. Then, okay. Then what I will do here, I will use here the format function is dot format. And then inside I'll write name and age because of the variables. So let's write name and then age. And I'll also do it this. So what will happen in this bracket, it too will print the name variable, and in this bracket it will print the age variable. Now let's print it, and you can say Mr. Nerd and you're 23 years old is printed. Okay, now let's build a mini project. A welcome card generator using user input and string formatting. Okay, so first we'll create a variable which is name equals to, we'll take the user input here. So input then enter your name. Okay, like this, and then course input, enter your course. Okay, then print. I'll format it, so I'll use the F here, then welcome, then in second bracket name. Okay, then like this. Another line, I'll print it, print F, print, then S. You are enrolled in the course. So like this. Okay. Right here, full stop here. Okay. So okay, let's print it. First write name, Mr. Nerd. And then courses Python. And you can see it is showing here that you are enrolled in Python course. So this is how you can simply use the formatting in case of Python, the string formation. Our today's video on string, we showed you how to string in many ways. I hope this video was helpful. In our life, we have to take decisions, right? Just like a computer, a program has to take decisions to solve the problem. For this, have to learn about conditional statements and comparison and logical operators. We'll learn today what are conditionals, the if-else statements, comparison and logical operators, and a simple project. Now, what is conditional? A conditional statement is how we tell the computer to make decisions, just like in our real life we do. Suppose it's raining outside, and then I'll take an umbrella. Otherwise, I would like to take a sunglass. In Python, we use conditionals to create the decisions. Now let's open your terminal and see how we do that. Okay, so let's start with basic if statement. So to use this if statement condition, first make a variable. So I'll make a variable in name of age and give it as 20. So if age is greater than 18, it means you are an adult. So when if the age is over 18, it will show that you are adult. So this is how a condition like if statement works. So let's print this. And you can see it is printed. So you can also do it by taking user input. So how we can do that? Let's say okay, so I have written here the age and then I have to convert it into integer. So what I can do here, I can just simply add here int. And then if I run it, it will ask me about my age. I'll give it 23 and yes, it's printed. So this is how the if statement works, the if conditions. So now let's move our next on, which is if plus else. So how that if else work? Let's see this. Suppose another new variable is age equals to 15, and if age is 18, okay, sorry, if the age is greater than 18, then print you're an adult. If it's not, then else print you are a minor. It means when your age is under 18 for any from 0 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until 17, it will show you a minor. Let's see. So when I give this, you're seeing here you are a minor because here the age is 15. And this is how the else work. when the if condition, what it is doing, it is giving condition if you are 18 or more than 18, you are an adult. Otherwise, any case, you are a minor. So this is how it works. Now let's see the else if, where to use the else if condition, which is elif. This is how we write it. So for the elif, where we need multiple conditions. Okay, so let's see about the marks. So I'll make a variable naming mark. So I'll take user input, that which is the marks of your result. So take as it integer, then write input, enter your mark. Okay, then if your mark is greater than or equal 90, then you got an A plus. Okay, if, then I need multiple condition here. So what I'll add here, elif, which is else if. So I'll use this condition here. If you're more than 18, you got more than 18, then print you got an A. So this is how I'll add. If you get more than 17, you got an B plus. And if you got more than 60, you got a B. Okay, so if you if you are more than, you got a C plus. Or now at the last one, I would like to add the else. Else you got C. Okay, I would like to add here fail. Suppose the pass mark is 50. So below 50, I'm guessing here is fail. So now let's print it. So I'm entering my mark. Suppose it's 79. And it is showing that I got a B plus. Okay. So this is how we use the multiple. We need when the multiple conditions, we use the else if. Okay. So now I would like to move our next topic, which is the comparison operators. So what is it? So in the screen, I'm showing you some common comparison operators, which is equal, and others you can see here. And I'll show you on the code how we could use them and what does it mean. So to make decisions in Python, we often need to compare values, like checking if something is equal or greater or less. So let's start with the equal to. So here, if I take x equals to 5, and if x is equal to 5, then print x is 5. Okay, when I printed x is 5, so it is printed. So what does it mean? In Python, equals means the value of x is 5, and equals to, which is we adjust here by using double equals. So when it is double equals, it means equals to. And when it is a single equal, it means the value of that. I hope it's clear. And now let's see about not equal to. So in Python, we write not equal to also. Suppose someone's name is Mad. And if name not equals to nerd, then print you are not mad. So if I run this code, and you can see this is printed. So let's use the greater. So greater than we use by simply using this sign. So how does it do that? So for this, what we have to do here, just write score equals to 70. If score is greater than 60, you passed in the exam, supposed in this case. So this is where we use the greater than. So yes, you passed the exam. Now also just like that, you can use less than, and if it is 20, then I would like to hear you failed. So this is how you can use the less than. Now the greater than, equal to, or less than equal to, you have to just add here equals to, here equals to, or you can just simply add this one. So this is also how you can use the greater than or equal or less than or equal. So these were some comparison operators. So now let's move to the next topic, which is the logical operators. The most common three logical operators are and, or, and not. So let's see how this works. So for this, suppose I'd like to take here age equals to 21 and has ID. If someone's age is 21, he would get an ID. So that's true. Now, if age is greater than 18 or equal 18, he would get a national ID card. So print, you can enter the club, okay? Or you can enter the school, whatever you want to like. So this is how does it work. Now here, by using and, what we are doing is the both conditions must be fulfilled. You have to be more than 18, and you also need an ID card. So let's print it, and you can enter the club. So this is how you can do this. Okay. So let's move to the new one, which is the or. So how does or works? In case of or, let's say suppose is an admin equals to false and has permission equals to true. Okay. Now if is admin or has permission, print X is granted. Okay. What does it mean? Means if your admin false or has permission equals to true. So any of this condition when is true, then the access is granted. Okay. Any of them should be. Okay. Suppose the admin, you are not the admin, but you have the permission. So one condition is fulfilled here. So this is why it is printed. In case of or, in between 2 or 3, at least one condition must be fulfilled to print. So you are not the admin, but you have the permission. So this is why it is printed. Okay, now let's move to the another one, which is the not. So how does it happen? Let's see. The not operator reverses a condition. If a condition is true, not makes it false and vice versa. Let's say suppose is blocked a variable equals to false. And then if not is blocked, it means you are not blocked. So it is not false, it is true. Then the path is not blocked. So what does it doing? It is reversing the condition and the path is not blocked, it's showing. Right? Okay. So this was the case of logical operators. Okay, so now we will build a smart password checker using what we have learned. So for this, we'll maintain the 3 rules, like it should be 8 characters long. The password pattern shouldn't be 1, 2, 3 or just a normal password, and it must contain a special character. So let's build this. So first make a variable named password, and then enter your password. Now I have to check the length of the password is less than 8 or not. So if it is less than 8, then it won't be granted. So if length of password is below 18, then it will show that print password must be at least 8 characters long. Okay. Now I'll put another condition, else if the password is 123 in password in the variable, or it's just like normal password in password lower, print the password is too vague, avoid using common patterns. Now I'll put another condition here, which one is elif not in password. Okay, so print password must contains at least one special character. So what I did here, I have reversed the condition by using not. Else. So now I'll put the else condition here, which is print the password is strong. Okay. So I will print it. Suppose password is sm node. Okay, the password is strong. And if I run it again and put here 123, password must be at least 8 characters long. Okay. So this was the video, and thank you. And today we are going to learn about loops. So let's say, what is loops in Python? We're going to learn today what is loop, for loop, while loop, break and continue, and pass, and a mini negating number game. So let's say, what is a loop? So a loop lets you repeat a block of code multiple times automatically, instead of writing same thing again and again. Python do it for you. Types of loop: for loop, while loop. Now let's see what is for loop. Okay, so let's start with for loop. Right here for, suppose right here I in range 1 to 10, and if I write here print I. Okay, so I'll explain you what is happening here. That is, for I in range 1 to 10, it tells the Python to repeat the loop for I from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and exclude the 10 until the 10 it will print the numbers. So here we have the print I. If I print it, you can see it will print here from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 until 10. So this is how loops work. Then I'll show you another example so that you can understand it clearly. So I'll write a string variable name fruits equals to, suppose I'll give it apple, banana, and cherry. Then what I'll do here, I will give a condition, like I will make it in loops. So every time I don't have to write this, it will automatically write what it contains. So first write for, then fruit in fruits. So it means fruit in fruits. Then print fruit. So if I run this code, what it will do, it will print this all. So first line, it means that a list of 3 fruits is stored in a variable. Then for fruit in fruits, Python goes through each item in the list and stores it in fruit. And then print fruit prints the current fruit in the loop. So this is how does it work. Now let's see another example. Now see another type of loop, which is nested loop. It means loop in loops. So for this, I'll first write here. Okay, so the example I'm going to give you here, the nested loop for multiplication table. So first write here for I in range 1 to 4. And then another loop I will run here, which is for j in range 1 to 10. Okay, now I'll here print it. Now I'll format it so that it changes every time with I. So I, then I'll give your multiplication, then J, then equals to I star J. So it will multiply it. Then if I print this here, we have to print it here like this. Okay, now if I print it, you can see here this. Okay, I have printed here from 1 to 3's multiplication table. So here we can see for 1 into 1, what it's doing here, it is 1 here, then 1 multiplication of J. So these are the strings, and changing here, that equals to 1 into 1, which is 1, then 1 into 2. So it will go until 9. So I like to do it for 10. So I'll change it for 11. And if you want to say the first 10 multiplication table, you can give here also 11. Then if I print this, you can see from 1 into 1. So this is 1 into 10, this is 2 into 20. And for the 10th multiplication table is printed here. So what actually is happening here, there are two loops working there. First loop is for I. So which one is I? This one is works for I. So this one is works for I. This is 2. This is 1. This side is doing work for I. And J, which is this part of this code, the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 from until 12 every time. So what is doing here first, it's taking the input here from I and multiplication with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 until 10. Okay? And after when it is completed, it is printing this. Okay? So first it is doing here, and after completing this range, it's completing there. So for this loop, the end print is here, and for this loop, the print is this one. So this is how the for loops and nested loop works. Okay, now I'd like to show you the while loop. How does while loop works? So first write here I equals to 1, suppose, and then write while I is not equals to 5, then print I, where I is plus equals to 1. So what it is doing, it will do every time plus 1 with the result of I. Suppose first result is 1, is the initial value of 1, that it will add with this one. After that, until 5, it will take 2, 3, 4 like this. Let's see. Okay, here you can see first it is 1, the initial value. Then 2, then 3, then 4, and then 5. So every time it plussed until 5. When it reached the 5, it stopped. So if I give here 10, it will go until 10. Every time it will plus 1. First it was 1, then it was plus 1, 2, 2 plus 1, 3, 3 plus 1, 4. So if I change here like this, if I do here 2, what it will do? Let's see. So it will pass us 2 every time. First initial value was 1, then plus 2 is 3, then 3 plus 2 is 5, then 9, 7, then 9. Okay, so this is how does it work. So what is while loop is doing is giving a condition and following it every time until it meets the condition. Let's see another example. So what will be this time? I will use a string here. So let's take a text equals to a string here. While text is not equals to exit, text equals to input, exit. So text input, now enter a string, type exit to quit. So until it is exit, it will ask every time for this. So let's run this code. So enter string, type exit to exit. If I don't type here exit, it won't complete. It will ask you again. Suppose I write here something like this. It's again asking me. again asking me, again asking me, again asking me. So this is how loops work. Sometimes in games or anywhere you have to do what they have fixed. So this is where the while loop is used. So now if I write here exit, now it's finished. So this is how while loop works. Now let's see another example of while loop. So suppose the number equals to 1. While true, it means while the condition I'm going to give you is true. Now I'll use here the conditional if number %3 equals to 0, it means the number is divisible with 0 or there won't be any remainder left. So num percentage is 5 equals to 0. So it means when this two condition is making up, like number is divisible with 3 and the number is also divisible with 5. The initial number we're taking here is 1. So let's print here the first number divisible by 3 and 5. Okay? Print first number divisible by 3 and 5 is the num. When we have founded this, we want to end it. So I'll give you a break. Okay, so let's see. Let's print it. So first number divisible by also 3 and 5 is 15. Right? Do you understand this code? How does it work? So the thing is, first, we have to meet up these two conditions. When these two conditions are true, then it will print this and it will break. So first it put in num variable is 1 as initial. So 1 divided by 30, it's not true. Then it will go again, run this code, again run this loop where num plus 1. So it goes there, the condition isn't true. So num plus 1, then it will become 2. Then again 2 or divisible by 3, it's not true. Then again plus 1. So this is how it goes increasing. And when it reaches 15, then the num percentage with 3 equals to 0 is divisible by 3. Then it is also divisible with 5. And then it printed this and break the code. Until this part of code wasn't reaching because it was coming this here from here, then going there, and then going again back. So this is how this while loop works. Now let's see another good example of while loop by using a password example. Suppose correct equals to password 123. Now I'll write here the tries, how many times you have tried to put a password. So initial value is 0. Then while tries is less than 3, password equals to input enter password. Then if password is correct, then print X is granted and break. Else tries plus equals to 1, it will add your more tries because first time you failed, so second time it will count it as 1. Then print if incorrect password you have tried, you have 3 minus tries left. So what it means, you can try for 3 times and you have remains left. So I would like to increase it as 5. Let's see. So let's run this code. And they're asking me for password. Suppose I put a wrong password. So it will show that incorrect password, you have 4 tries left, right? Then if I put here another wrong password, it will count incorrect password and you have 3 tries left. So this is how it works. Now if I give the correct password here, 123, and X is granted. So this is the way. I hope you understand how while loop is working here. That first we made a variable which is correct password. So we want this to be matched. Then a tries variable which initially is 0. Now I want that you can only try it. for 5 times. Until 5, you have here while tries is less than 5, then password equals to input, enter your password. So if your password is correct, then it will show you access granted. If not, when it else, then tries will be +1, will update the tries, because you have already tried it once, because it is wrong, then it will update it tries 1, then print if it's formatting to write here the tries as a variable. So in correct password, you have 5 minus tries left. If you tried 1, it will be 4 tries left. If your tries becomes 2, it will left 3 tries left. So this is how does this code works. Okay, so now I would like to teach you the continue, break, and pass much more detailed way. So for this type, you have already seen many examples about loops and for loops, but I have used here the break function. So let's see what actually break function is. So for I in range 1 to 10, then if I write here like this, so if so I don't want to print all the from 1 to 9, 1 to 10. I want to print here until it's become 5. So what I will do here, the loop I want to run here is when I equals to become 5, then I want to stop it. So I will write here break. And if I print you can say stopped until 5. Okay? So if I write here continue, it will let the code continue. So it goes until 9. So then what does pass actually do? So pass actually does nothing. It does actually nothing. It used when the code is not ready yet. You want to complete it later. So you can just put it like this, and just like that, you can just put it here, pass. So what it happens, it will happen nothing. So it does nothing here. So this is what was about break, continue, and pass. So let's make a simple and a very cool game using these loops and conditions. So the game concept is the computer will randomly generate a number and you have to guess what the number is. It will give you some chances like 6 or 7 attempts to guess, and every time it will tell you the guessing number you are guessing is less than or greater than of the original number generated on the computer. So for this, we have to import a random library. Okay, so we can use this to generate the random numbers. So let's make the variable of our random number is a secret equals to random dot rand it int. So we want that it is between 1 to 100. Okay, now let's write here guess equals to 0. Initially the guess would be 0 and the attempts is 0, and max attempts you can give it as 8. Okay, now print is like, we can give here guess number 1 to 10, you have 8 attempts. Okay, so first what we'll do here, it will print the game here that will guess the number from 1 to 100, and you have 8 attempts total. So first we'll give that if using while loop, like while guess it's not equals to secret. When what did you guess here, the number you guess, which is not equals to secret, and the attempts is lower than maximum attempts, means it's below 8. Then what will it do? It will give you a equals to int input your guess, and it will every time add if your guess is not equal to the secret number, it will add the variable here attempts plus 1. Okay. So for here, we can write like this. If guess, else if guess secret is too high. So print is too high. Okay. Then else print congratulations, you have guessed the number in these atoms. So why we are showing, okay. Then this was inside. Then what we're doing here, we expect a value error when we have put here something invalid input, when it's not an integer. So try will give you another to write it. For this try is working with the expect value error. So when you have put here some string or some other elements, what it will do, it will tell you that it is an invalid input and press enter a valid integer. Okay. Then we have to end the while loop, right? So we will write here if guess is not equal to secret. Sorry, you have used all the atoms and the secret number was this secret. I don't know if you have cleared this or not. I'll go through again. First, what we have done here, imported a random library, which will generate a random number between 1 to 100. Okay. Then, guess 008, it means that guess is 0, initially guess is 0, and atoms is also 0. And our maximum atoms should be not more than 8. So first user will see print, guess a number between 1 and 100, you have 8 atoms. Okay, now our loop will work. What it will do, it will see two conditions must be fulfilled until the while loop will go again and again. When our guess is not matched with the real secret random number, and also when the atoms is below the max atoms. When these two conditions is fulfilled, then while loop will again and again. When this does not match, then while loop will end. So first we have printed here try to write here expect except value error. So what it will do, it will give you another and again to, if you write anything wrong type of variable, not integer, then it will show you print invalid input, please enter a valid integer. So it does not related with this while loop. It's different when you are making a mistake, not with the game. Now, when guess equals to int input, enter your guess. So you have entered the guess. Now you have used one attempt, so attempt will increase by 1. If your guess is lower than secret, then it will print too low. If your guess is higher than secret, it will print too high. Without being this condition, there is one thing can be true, which is the number is equal to the secret. On that case, else print congratulations, you have guessed the number secret, which will be generated in random number. In atoms is also updated in atoms, and then it will break and this will end. Okay, if it does not happen, suppose you have used the 8 atoms and suppose you have used the max atoms, and also this is not correct. On that case, it will show here if guess number is not equals to secret, then print, sorry, you have used all max atoms, which is 8. The secret number was this secret variable. So let's play this game. Print this. Okay, let's print this. Okay, what I have done here. Okay. Oh, sorry, I was just selecting this part. Let's print this. Enter your guess. So I'll guess it as 78. They're saying it too high, so I'll go with 45. It's also high. Then I'll go with 10. Congratulations, you have guessed the number 10 in 3 attempts. So this is how this works. A simple, very nice game you can play with your friends. So this was the video for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. In today's deep dive Python episode, we're going to learn about one of the most important foundations of programming, which is data structure. So let's get started. What we learn today about data structure, list, tuple, say, dictionary, and the right data structure to choose. Now let's see what is data structure. A data structure organizes data efficiently for quick access, update, insertion, and deletion. Python, the most commonly used built-in data structures are list, tuple, set, dictionary. Now, let's see what is a list. Lists are ordered, changeable, and allow duplicates. A list is like a playlist of songs, ordered and editable. Now let's open your terminal and see what is it. So first, we'll learn how to create a list. So first, you have to write a variable. I'll name it routes equals to okay, and then so this is how you can write a list. So let's print this. Here you can see this is printed. Now I'll show you how to access a single item from a list. How we can do that? We'll simply just add the index of that element. Suppose I want to enter the index of apple, which is 0. So by adding here the index of apple, the apple will only print it. The index is 0. Now if I print this, only apple is printed. If you want to print this one, this is 0, 1, and 2. So you have to write here 2. And now if you print this, you can see the cherry is printed. Okay. So now I'll show you how you can change any item from a list. Suppose here you have the fruits. First write the fruits and the item you want to change. Suppose I want to change the item banana, which index is 1. So first you have to access that one and then write equals to orange. Now if I print fruits, you can see here the banana is changed and orange is written here. Now I'll show you how you can add any items from a list. From this list, for this list, I'll add any item. How we'll do that? To add any item at the end, you can just simply write here append. By writing append, it will add the new element at the end of the list. So let's print this. And you can see the orange is printed. But suppose sometimes we need to add items middle or at the first. For that, we have another function which is insert and the index number you want to place it. Suppose I want to place it at the first. So for first, the index is 0. And if I print this, if I print this, now you can see that yes, orange is printed at the very first. If I want to print this in middle, I'll write here 1 and then enter, and orange is printed at the 1 index. So this is how you can add any item. Now how you will remove item, I'll show you. So for removing, you have to write here remove, and then you have to write which index you want to remove. Suppose I want to remove here banana. So I'll print it. And you can see the banana is removed. So this is how you can do this. Now let's see how to do slicing and looping in list. Or do this. Write here print. Suppose you want to print from 1 index to 3, but we don't have the 3. I'll write here, okay, 3, and if I print this, you can see from 1 to 3, so there is no 3, so it printed until 3, which is the cherry, the 2 index is printed. Now let's use for loop. So for fruits in fruit print fruit. Now what will happen? It will print fruits. First apple, then banana, then cherry. The loop is printed like, the loop is worked like that. Okay. So this was about how you can do some simple techniques using elif. Now I'll show you how to create a nested list. Now I'll show you how to write matrix using this. So I'll write here a matrix equals to, so 1, 2. So as it is nested, so list in list, right? So to write matrix, we use this list. So you can simply write it like this. So this is how you write a matrix, then print matrix. And if you see, the output is 2 because the index of 2, because it is in the first index and this is the 1 for the 1. Okay, so let's print the whole matrix. You can see the whole matrix printed. To access the elements here, you have to write like that. So if I want to access something like that, 0, 1, and then 1, what will printed here is 4. It is 1 and 1 position. This is 0, 0 position. This is 0, 1 position. This is 1, 0 position. This is 1, 1. Let's write this. And 3 is printed. This is 1, 0 position. If I write here 0, 0, it will print 1. You can see 1 is printed. So this is how you can write nested lists. It is very much useful while writing matrices. What is tuple? Tuples are similar to lists, but they are immutable. Once created, you can't change them. A tuple is like a pair of your shoe size and height. It stays the same once recorded. I will show you how to write any tuple or create a tuple. To create tuple, it's very simple. Just use first bracket. Suppose I'll write here a coordinates, a position equals to 10, 20. So this is how you can write a tuple. The same way, you can just access any coordinates just like tuples. Here we'll just use the first bracket instead of third bracket. So if you want to access the first element, the same way you can access this just like we did in lists, right? Okay. Now to unpack our tuple, what we'll do here, we'll write here x, y equals to coordinates. Then if I print x, y, what will happen here? You can see 10 degree. What we did here, we put the value of 10 and 20 into x and y. So this is how you can unpack the values from a coordinate, right? And this is the fixed value. The tuples, you can't change them. So whatever you first written here, it will be fixed, right? Okay. Now let's move to our next topic. What is set? Sets are ordered, unaltered, and only store unique values, great for filtering duplicates or doing set maths. A set is like a jar of unique coins where each coin is different. For creating set, it's very easy. Just instead of first or third bracket, you have to use here the curly braces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is how we can write here. Suppose, okay, like this. Okay. Now, if you want to print this, just like print the set, and those are printed. To add or remove any item, what we can do here, we can just simply exit this. And if you want to add 6, it will add, sorry, I have to write hint, my set. And if you want to write here, the 6 is added at the last. If you want to remove anything, So what we can do here, just write here remove and then print it, and this is printed. Okay, now I'll show you some set operation just like in mathematics we do, right? So to do this, I'll take here two set. Suppose set 1 equals to 1, 2, 3. Okay, enough. And for set 2 equals to 3, 4, 5. And I'll write here print. I want to do union set from set 1 would be union set 2. So write here set 1 dot union of what? Of set 2. So these are some mathematical terms. If you had already learned how to do set maths, it will be easy for you. Okay, now if I print this, you can see in the union set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What had happened there? The 3 was the same element, which is common. So we took it here 1, and union means the whole elements. Okay, everything what we got here, the unique items of everything. Okay, now if I want to do print set 1 dot intersection of set 2, what will happen here? We have 3. Intersect means the common part that match with first set and second set, which is 3. So this is why we got here 3. Now if I see the difference, it means that the unique items of each of them that not same. To do this, I'll write here like this. If I print this, the set 1, that 1 and 2 is the element that does not match with these 3. Only 3 matches, so 3 is out. 1 and 2 is printed here. So this is how you can do different. If I do here set 2 difference set 1, then we will print 4 and 5. You can see 4 and 5 because set 2s have 4 and 5. That set 1 doesn't. That 3 has, so that's why 3 is out. So these are the mathematical operation you can done by using set. Now I'll show you a simple thing like suppose nonce equals to, you have a list here, and I'm showing you that how it's similar, something like that. So this is, suppose you have a list here. Now you want it as a set. Okay, so what I will do, I'll write here unique, and you want from the set the unique number. So what you can do here, you can just simply use here the set and nonce. So it will print the only unique items, not repeated items here. So if I print it, you can see 1, 2, you see that I have written here 2 double time, but it's printed only 1 time. For sorting, like if you want that, you don't want the common items, you can simply convert list into set, which is very easy, right? Okay. Now in our last topic, I'll show you the dictionaries. What is dictionary? Dictionaries are key value stores. A dictionary is like your mobile phone context name mapped to numbers. Now let's open your terminal and see what is it. First, start creating a dictionary. So it linked the information. So first write a variable student and then name. So suppose the name, an age, and a grade. Okay. But you will write this like that. And what will we do? Suppose the student information here is giving the name of the student is John, age is 20, and his grade is A. So if you want to print his name, we'll simply write the student. Then, so this is going to access information of this. So just simply write here name, and if you print this, the name is printed. If you want to print all informations, you can just simply print here the all information is printed. So for accessing, you have to write that which information you really want. If you wanted to print the grade of that student, so print this, and his grade is A is printed. Okay. Now, if you want to add a new information about the student, how you will add a new key value. So what you will do, first go student, and you'll write here, suppose his address. Okay, so what we write here, address is this. And now if I print student, now you can see address is printed. See that? This is how you can add new information, add new key value in your dictionary. Now, if I show you how to use it by using a loop variable. So to do this, in loop for key, then value in student dot items, and it will print it serially. You can see name is John. This is much more good way for representation, right? Just without directly writing the student. If you use this, you can see that for key value in student dot items. Now what happens? The first key, its name, and the value is John. So John is printed. Then again the for loop is running. Then age, then grade, then the address. So this is how you can use the dictionary. Okay. So let's make a simple contact book by using dictionary. So first write a variable named contact equals to, suppose the name is John and his number is like this, and another one is Jane, his number is like this. Okay. Okay. Now, name equals to input, enter name, like which name you want to know the information of the person. So if name is in contact, so if the name is in contact, print contact found the name and name, else write print contact not found. So if I print this here, write the name. So the name is John. So contact found, and John contact is 098654. So this is how you can simply use a dictionary, and it's very nice, right? So for searching any elements in your contact list or anywhere, you can use this method. Okay. So this was the video. Today we're unlocking one of the most important concept in programming, which is functions. So we are going to learn today what is a function, why use functions, creating your own function, parameters and return values, types of argument, built-in versus user-defined functions, and a real-life mini project. So what is a function? A function is just like a machine. You give it input, it processes something, and it gives you output. In Python, function helps you organize code, avoid repetition, and make it easier to debug. Let's open your terminal and see how to use it. Okay, now let's see how we can create a function in Python. So in Python, we create a function by starting writing with def. So when we write this, it defines that it's going to be a function. So let's name that function as, say, hello. So this is the name of our function. Now we have to give a parameter here. So let's give this parameter name as name. And let's print here hello name. Okay. So now what we'll do, we'll call that function and put a value in this parameter. To do this, we'll write here say hello. We have called the function. Now inside that, instead of name, we'll write our own parameter. Like we can write here world. Okay. Now suppose we can also write here say, okay, so now if we run this, you can see hello world is printed. So what is happening here? Here we took an parameter, and then after calling the function, we give the value of this parameter. So if I update this, like if I write here something like this and then print, you can see there's another one printed. Hello Alice, hello world. So what is doing here? What I did here, we are using this portion of code of function whenever we need it. And how we want to use it, we just change the parameter value. So if you want to, so in function, whenever in your code you want to do a specific task again and again or somewhere else, or after some times or in a specific task, you make a function and then you call it and you use it. So this is how we, in Python, we write function and use it. Now let's see what is default parameter. As I have already told you, this one is a parameter, right? If I don't write anything here and try to print something, nothing is printed, right? Because I didn't give any value of this parameter. Now we can define this like this way, equals to like this. So it will be our default parameter, means when we didn't call anything, any function, then it'll automatically show this. Like this way. If I print this, like say hello and space, like I didn't give a parameter here. So if I print this, you can see hello world is printed because world was the default parameter. But if I change it here, like Sam, hello Sam is printed. See, because it is updated, because after calling this, I put this value. Now that instead of this, it is printed. So this was the default parameter, how that works. Now I'll show you the returning value. So the return, so why we use the returning function? Let's see. Suppose I'm taking here div square and then num, okay. And if I write a return num square, so this is how I write it. And I will make a variable name result equals to square 5. So I have given here the square parameter value as 5. So what it will do, it would be 5 square. So let's print this result. And so this 5, okay, sorry, it should be square here. So if I print this, you can see that 25 is printed. So this is how you can use the return value, the return function. So in line 1, what we can see, we defined the function as name of square and give a parameter named num, and then the return keyword, which sends a value back to whenever the function was called. Here we return the square of num. Now here the result equals to the square 5. This calls the functions with 5 and stores the returned value and result. In line 5, we printed our result. Now let's see multiple return values. So how to write that? Let's div get stats numbers and okay, and write here return like mean. We'll find out the mean of numbers, max numbers, sum numbers, and the length of the numbers. So there's too many returns you can see as return mean numbers, max numbers, sum numbers, and the length numbers. Okay. Now what I will do here, I'll make here some variables like low, high, average equals to get stats like this. And I'll print everything what I have. Okay. Now if I print this, you can see the low is 1, high is 5, and average is 3. So line 1, the get stats take a list as called numbers, right? So it would be a list because this is a list. Now in return, we have the three things, which is mean numbers, max numbers, and the average, which is sum numbers divided by length of the numbers. Now here we have the variables like low, high, and average, which is get stats 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So print here will print the low, high, and average. So this is how we can use the multiple return values. Now let's move to variable scope. So what is variable scope? So here we'll create a global variable, which is x equals to 10. Then we'll make a function here, def modify, and we'll write here global x equals to 20, and print inside function x, and then modify, and then print outside function modify x. Okay, so what we have done here, first we have created a global variable x with value of 10. Inside the function, global x tells the Python we want to use the x, which would be 20. The value would be 20, and then we'll print x from inside the function. Then call modify, so it runs, and let's print outside modify x. So outside the function value of the x will be printed here, and inside the function, the x value will be printed here. So let's see. If I print it, you can see inside modify we have 20 because we have changed the value. So outside is also 20 because we have changed the value inside the function. Now let's move to the next topic, which is functions with loops. So let's see how we can use loops in function. First write a function named def even numbers, and we give it as a name of limit, and then for I in range, limit +1, and if I although we have here, and we'll write here print I, and here we'll even numbers is 10. So what we have done here, first the function even numbers takes a limit, then for I range, limits +1 loops from 0 up to limit. Then it checks if the number is even or not. If it is, then it's print it is even. Then we call the function even numbers and give it the value of 10. And let's print it. And you can see 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. The even numbers are printed. Now I'll show you function calling functions. So do this. First, make a function def square. Give it as num. And then return square values. Okay, so we'll write a num, then square. Okay, so then write def sum of squares, and then print the sum of squares 3, 4. Okay, so what we have done here, in first here, we return the square of a number. So in return function, we square a number. Then in second function, what we do here, we do here the addition of the square values of two numbers, which is already squared from this function. Then in print, the print sum of squares are 3, 4. So what is happening here, that first 3 is going to this function and then it squared that. Then the value is coming here, and then for 4 it goes this function, square it, and comes here. So here square A is coming from here, square B is also coming from this function. And after that, we're just doing a square plus b square, then the value with 3 square plus 4 square equals to 25. Now if I print this, you can see the value is 25. Now let's see what is lambda function. So first write square equals to lambda, then x square 2, then print square 5, like add lambda equals to lambda a comma b, then a plus b. And I would like to here print add 3, 4. So lambdas are short anonymous functions. Lambda x here, this period is equivalent to the diff square x, which returns square values. So this is a more shortcut version. And then these are very much usable for the quick operation. Now, if I print this, you can see the value is 7 comes here. So 7 because we pass add here. And for square, the 5 square value is come here. So before doing square, we had to write much more longer code, but using lambda, it's much more shorter version. Now I'll show you recursion. So a recursive function is when a function is calling by own. So it is calling its own self. So first for this, we have to make a function which is factorial, and then name it as n. And then if n equals to 0, then return 1 or return n factorial n minus 1. Now if I print this and find out the value of factorial 5, so here inside this function I have called the function factorial. You can see inside this function we are calling its own self. So this is called a recursion. So if n equals to 0, the base case to stop recursion, or it is not, then it will multiply n by the factorial of n minus 1. It will be return the value. Now let's print this, and you can see the factorial of 5 is 120. So this was a short video about functions and the basic of functions. I hope you understand how you can use functions very easily in Python. Here by using function, I'll now show you a very cool and a very simple project. So the project is a Python pizza order calculator. So first write our project name, that Python pizza order calculator. So it will calculate the cost of your pizza as per your order. So first let's make a function name, def calculate pizza cost. So pizza cost. And then I'll give some parameters. So I need the size. Now add cheese. If you want to add cheese on your pizza, then add pepperoni. And then, okay, so these are enough 3 parameters I have given here. Now the initial cost is 0. Now I will write here the base price according to size. So if size equals to small, then the cost will be plus equals to 8. Now else if the size is medium, the cost would be 12. And if the size is large, the cost would be 15. Okay, now if here you want to add something additional cost for cheese, so if you add cheese and is equals to yes, then the cost is plus minus 1. Now if you want to add pepperoni, and if the pepperoni is yes, then what will happen here? If the size is small, then it will cost extra 1. If the size is medium, the cost will be extra 2. And the size is large, then it will cost 3. Now we have written all this information inside our calculate of the pizza cost section. Now we'll go to our take order function. We'll make a new function here and give it the name of diff take order. And we'll write here print welcome to Python pizza order calculator. Okay, suppose it's a restaurant, so name it a Python pizza. Then size equals to input. What size of pizza do you want? Okay, so let's write this way. And if you want to add cheese, so we make a variable to add cheese. and then add pepperoni. Okay. And then we'll make a total. So total equals to calculate pizza cost according to size and pepperoni. So print the total bill. Now we'll run the pizza order system by just take order. Okay. Now if I run this, let's see does it work or not. Then I'll explain you what's happening here. So which size do you want? I want a small one. So do you want extra cheese? No. Do you want pepperoni? Yes. Your total cost, it is showing none. Why it is showing none? So what we have done here, let's see. Okay, so I made a mistake here that after this, I didn't add here the return cost. So that's why it showed nothing. Now I hope it will be fine. Let's try it again. So I want a small size pizza. Yes, no. And your total cost is 9. Now it's correct. You can see now the code is working properly. So what we have done here, that we define the calculate pizza cost function, which takes the size and add the basket and the cheese choice and the pepperoni choice as parameters. Then we start at the cost 0. Okay. Then we check the pizza size and add the base cost of the pizza. After that, if cheese is selected, then we have added $1. And if our pepperoni is selected, then according to size, we add the cost. After that, we made a function which is take order and print welcome to our Python pizza. Then we made here, which is the size input. We took the information from the user, like which size that he or she wanted. Then if they want extra cheese or not, then they want pepperoni or not, all the information we got here. Then the total, the calculate pizza cost. Then we call the function, which is this, and give the value of size at cheese pepperoni here. And then it calculated, and finally it print this, and we run the take order function, and the result is here. You can see. So this was the video today. I hope you like this. Today we are unlocking one of the most important skills in Python, which is file handling. Whether you are working on data analysis, automation, or building applications, you will need to read and write files sooner or later. In this video, we'll go step by step from opening a file to reading, writing, and managing it. So, what is file handling? Think of a file like a notebook. Opening a file is like opening your notebook, reading is like flipping through the pages, writing is like adding notes and closing it. Now open your terminal and see how does it work. Okay, now let's start with how to open a file and read it. So before that, we'll make a file in our computer. So go to your folder and let's make a file. This new file, I'll make a new file here. So make it as a text file. So let's name it as Python text. Okay, so now give some information in this text file, like hello Python, and now save it. Okay, now close the file. So now if I open the VS Code terminal, and here what I'll do is just write the file name variable equals to open, then the file name was Python. What was the file name? File name was Python text. So I'll write it here, Python, then text.txt. So this is the file we just created. Now let's read it. So for reading, we'll use R, like this. Now in this line, what does it will do? This opens a file which name is Python text.txt and it is in reading mode. Now let's print file.read and we'll close the file after the reading. Now what it will do, it reads the entire file, what the information are there, and after that it will close. Now let's run this program and see. You can see how a Python is printed because in this text file we created here the hello Python. We have written there and now we can read it from the Python script. So now let's see how there are different modes in Python. So for R, we are using for reading, like I'd like to write here for reading, we use R. Okay. Now, if you want to write, what you will need is, which is W. Writing means W. If you want to add something at the end of your file, you'll use appending. For appending, you'll use A. And if you are reading a binary or something, if you want to read a binary like image or a PDF, so for read binary, we'll need the RB. And for writing a binary, you'll need WB. So reading binary means RB. This is the short form we are using here. You can see, you can easily remember this. Now, I'll show you how to write to a files. So what you can see here, that you have a file here, you have opened it. Now you want to write on it. So in our file, this was just this, like hello Python, nothing extra was there, right? So now if I want to add something, what I will do, first I will access like file, I have accessed the file variable, then I want to write. So I'll write here write, then like hello, I am writing. Okay, like this. Now, as we are now writing it, so we have to change this. Before that, it was in reading mode. So what we'll do, we'll change it from R to W. Now you can write it here. Now I can just close the file, and if I enter, okay, it's added this line in our file. Now let's go to our file and see that it changes or not. You can see it changes, like hello, I am writing. See, this was very easy, isn't? Okay. Now, if you want to read a file from a specific part, then what you will do? Okay, let's see. To read the whole file, we can just simply use like, first you have to change it here R, and to read the whole file, you'll do print file.read. It will read the whole file. Hello, I'm writing. Now, if I want to read, move the cursor to start. Suppose you want to read from the starting. So what we will do here, we'll write here file dot seek. It will move the cursor to the very first, at the very beginning, 0. Now we don't write it here. Now we'll write it here, read line. Okay. So now if I print this, you can see hello, I am writing is printed. Yes, I put here 0, and 0 means the beginning it started reading. Now if I change it to 3, suppose, what will happen? You can see that LO, it means the hello, the first 3 is just gone. Now if I move it like 5, what you can see, it's only printed I am writing. So this is how you can move your cursor and writing from a specific position. Okay. Now if you want to read all the line, you want to close, and so if you want, okay, so if you want that your file will read and automatically will close, you can use the with function. So first write with, then open, then Python text, text.txt, and then reading mode R as file. Then I want content file read and print the content. So now you don't need to close the file every time. It will automatically close the file after opening it. Hello, I'm writing is printed, and it automatically closes the file. Okay, so this is how you can read and write a file. Today we will explore modules and packages in Python. If you have ever wondered how to organize your code or use function across multiple projects, this video is for you. By the end, you'll know how to create, import, and use Python modules and packages with ease. Let's open your terminal and see what is it. So let's start with module. So what is a module? A module is a Python file that contains specific function and classes which you can use or use it in your main code. So let's start with making a module. Suppose give it a name as module1.py. Now inside this file, I'll make a function. Suppose let's make a function greet name and return hello name. Okay, so this is a very simple function. So what I'll do it now, in my main function, I'll import this module so that I can use this whenever I want. So suppose I will write here import module 1. Okay, now we can access the functions we have used in this file. So for your case, you can make many more functions or many complex functions, but for your better understanding, I'm using here a very simple function. Now I can use it like print. Now I will access the module 1. Okay, so let's write module 1. Now I want to access the greet function that I have already made there. So greet, okay, world. Now let's run this code and see what happens. Hello world. So this part hello, where did it came from? It came from the module 1 we have already made. And in this function, the name it got from there. The world, we put it here, and finally we got the hello world. So this is how you can use module whenever you want. So there are some built-in modules in Python, such like math, import math. So by using this, you can very simply do some mathematical operations. Let's try one like print math.square root 16. So you don't have to do any kinds of calculation here. You can just simply write math, you access the math dot square root. So the square root function you have accessed, and you give the variable that which number you want to square root with. Now if you run it, you can see square root of 16 is 4. Just like that, you can also use some other built-in modules like import random. So what does it do? It randomly generates some random numbers. Like if I want, so I can print it here like print random rand integer 1 to 10. So I want to randomly generate any integer between 1 to 10. So what we did here, first we imported the random module, then from the random we access the rand_int function. So let's run it, and you can see here is showing 1. If I again run it, you can see this 2, 7. So this randomly discount. Now if I made it from 20, suppose I made it from 10 to 100, then you will see numbers between 10 to 100. So this is how that you can use the modules in your code whenever you need it. So now I'll show you what is package and how we can use it. So for your better understanding, I have already made a package. So for this, what you have to do first, you have to make a folder from here like this, name it as my package. Then you have to make this init.py. You have to just put it here. That you don't need to use any code here, but you need init.py to access this package. Then what we have here, some codes with a function like greetings.py. This is another module, and this is another module. So basically a package is a collection of modules stored in a folder. To make a folder, a package, we need a specific file, which is the init.py, and there are some other files that you want to put it here. Now inside the greetings, we have the greetings function, and inside the math, we have a very simple math operation. Now I want to access all of this from this my package. So what I will do, I will simply write here from my, you can see here my package. So okay, now import from my package, I'm going to import what? I'm going to import greetings.py and math operations. So I'll write here import, then greetings, and then maths operations. So I have imported these two modules from my package. Now I can simply use this. Suppose print greetings.elif, then print sum of math. Now here it will add the 5 and 3 and greet elif. Okay, so how these are working? From these two modules which we have imported from my package. So let's run this and you can see. Okay, I have to. Now if I run this, okay, what we have here done here. Okay, so here the name is say hello. So I have to change here dot say hello. Okay, now if I run it, you can see hello allies, and the sum of 5 and 3 is 8. So this is how you can use packages. Okay, now so how you can import and download some external packages from the internet and from other sources. So the very simple way is by doing pip. So I will show you. Suppose I want to install PyTorch in my machine. So I'll just simply write here pip install torch. So by doing this, PyTorch will be installed. So I have already installed it. So the requirement all are satisfied. So it just done in 2 seconds. But in your case, if it's not installed, it will take some time. So this was the video, and that's how you can use modules and packages in Python. We learned about built-in modules, creating custom modules, making packages, and even installing external packages.